Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to dive deep into one of the cornerstones of customer service excellence, service quality dimensions. This topic is incredibly important because customers don't judge service randomly. Whether they say it out loud or not, they evaluate service through certain dimensions. Understanding these dimensions helps you design better service, handle customers more effectively, and consistently exceed expectations. Let's walk through this together in a practical, real-life way, just like we would in a real customer service environment. What are service quality dimensions? Service quality dimensions are the key criteria customers use to evaluate the quality of a service. They answer questions like, can I trust this company? Do they care about me? Are they professional? Will they solve my problem? One of the most widely accepted models groups service quality into 5 main dimensions. Let's explore each one with clear explanations and relatable examples. Reliability. Do you do what you promise? Reliability is about delivering the service accurately, consistently, and dependably. Customers expect promises to be kept, information to be correct, issues to be resolved the first time. Example: a customer is told, your refund will be processed within 3 business days. Good service. The refund arrives in 3 days. Poor service. The customer has to call again after 5 days. Excellent service. The refund arrives in 2 days, and the customer is informed proactively. Reliability builds trust, and trust is the foundation of long-term customer relationships. Responsiveness. How fast and willing are you to help? Responsiveness is about speed, availability, and willingness to assist. Customers value quick responses, clear communication, a sense of urgency. Example: a customer sends an email asking for help. Poor service. No response for 48 hours. Good service. A reply after 24 hours. Excellent service. A reply within an hour saying, we've received your message and are already working on your request. Remember, customers don't expect instant perfection, but they do expect acknowledgement and effort. Assurance. Do I feel safe and confident with you? Assurance is about knowledge, professionalism, and credibility. Customers want to feel safe, confident, in good hands. This dimension is especially important in industries like banking, healthcare, IT support, and customer complaints. Example: a customer contacts support with a technical issue. Poor service. The agent sounds unsure and gives vague answers. Good service. The agent explains the solution clearly. Excellent service. The agent explains confidently and reassures the customer. I understand your concern. I've handled this issue many times, and I'll guide you step by step. Confidence is contagious. When you sound confident, customers feel confident too. Empathy. Do you actually care about me? Empathy means understanding the customer's emotions, needs, and perspective. Customers don't want to feel like a ticket number. They want to feel heard, valued, and respected. Example: a customer says, this issue is really frustrating. I've lost time and money. Poor service. That's our policy. Good service. I understand your frustration. Excellent service. I completely understand how stressful this must be. If I were in your place, I'd feel the same. Let's fix this together. Empathy turns angry customers into loyal ones. Tangibles. What does your service look like? Tangibles are the physical and visible elements of service. Website design, clean facilities, professional appearance, clear emails and documents. Even in digital service, tangibles still matter. Example: 2 companies offer the same service. Company A has a confusing website, poorly written emails. Company B has a clean, user-friendly website, clear, professional communication. Customers will almost always trust Company B more, even before interacting with a human. First impressions matter, and tangibles create them. How these dimensions work together. Here's the key takeaway, my friends. Excellent service is not about being perfect in one dimension. It's about being strong in all of them. You might be fast but not empathetic. You might be friendly but unreliable. True service excellence happens when you keep promises, reliability. You respond quickly, responsiveness. You inspire confidence, assurance. You show genuine care, empathy. You look professional, tangibles. Final thought for you. As you move forward in this course, I want you to ask yourself, which dimension am I strongest in? Which one do I need to improve? Because customers may forget what you said, they may forget how fast you were, but they will never forget how your service made them feel. And that, my friends, is the heart of excellence in customer service. When we talk about excellence in customer service, many people immediately think of speed, friendliness, or going the extra mile. All of these are important, but there's one foundation that holds everything together: consistency. Simply put, consistency means delivering the same level of quality, care, professionalism, and reliability every time to every customer through every channel. Not sometimes, not only when you're in a good mood, not only with easy customers, every single time. What consistency is and what it is not. Let's clarify something important. Consistency does not mean sounding robotic, giving scripted, emotionless responses, treating all customers exactly the same way. Consistency does mean following the same standards, communicating with the same tone and professionalism, applying rules and policies fairly, creating predictable, reliable experiences. Customers don't want surprises in service quality. They want to know what to expect and feel safe choosing you again. A simple everyday example. Imagine this scenario. You visit the same coffee shop 3 times in 1 week. Day 1, friendly barista, quick service, perfect coffee. Day 2, no greeting, long wait, wrong order. Day 3, amazing service again. Now ask yourself, was the coffee shop good or was it unreliable? Even though you had great moments, the inconsistency creates doubt. And in customer service, doubt kills loyalty. Why customers value consistency so much? Customers don't measure service with KPIs, they measure it with feelings. Consistency creates trust, they always handle things well. Comfort, I know what will happen if there's a problem. Confidence, I can recommend this company without risk. Inconsistent service creates anxiety, frustration, loss of credibility, negative word of mouth. Remember, customers forgive mistakes more easily than unpredictability. Consistency across different touchpoints. One of the biggest challenges today is multi-channel service. A customer might start with live chat, continue via email, end with a phone call. Consistency means the tone is aligned, the information is the same, the solution doesn't change depending on the channel. Example, a customer is told on chat, we will replace the product. Then on email, this is against our policy. Even if the policy is correct, the damage is already done. Consistency is not just about answers, it's about alignment. Consistency does not mean lack of empathy. This is a common misunderstanding, so let me be very clear. You can be consistent and still be human. Example, 2 different customers complain about delivery delays. Your consistent structure might be apologize sincerely, acknowledge the inconvenience, explain the reason briefly, offer a solution. But your tone and empathy can adapt. One customer is calm, professional reassurance. One customer is upset, extra empathy and patience. Same structure, same standards, different emotional approach. That's excellent service. Consistency during busy or stressful times. Here's a reality check, dear learners. Consistency is easy on a calm day. Consistency is tested during chaos. Peak hours, system failures, angry customers. This is where service quality often drops. But customers don't care why you're overwhelmed. They care how they are treated. A consistent service culture ensures that stress doesn't change your professionalism, pressure doesn't change your tone, workload doesn't change your respect. True excellence shows under pressure. Internal consistency. Team alignment matters. Consistency is not just an individual skill, it's a team responsibility. Problems happen when one agent promises things others cannot deliver. Rules are interpreted differently by each person. New employees are not aligned with service standards. That's why excellent organizations train clearly, communicate expectations, share best practices, coach continuously. Customers don't see departments. They see one brand, one voice, one experience. A powerful mindset shift. I want you to remember this. Customers don't compare you to your best day. They compare you to your worst day. Consistency means your worst service is still good. Your average service is impressive. Your best service feels exceptional. That's how trust is built. Final thought for you. Dear learners, you don't need to be perfect every time. You need to be reliable every time. Consistency is what turns first-time customers into repeat customers, satisfied customers into loyal advocates, good service into excellent service. And remember, excellence is not about doing something amazing once. It's about doing the right things again and again. You're not just delivering service, you're delivering expectations, and consistency is how you honor them. Let's dive into one of the most misunderstood but absolutely critical topics in customer service excellence: service level agreements, or SLAs. I want you to imagine that you're not just a customer service agent anymore. You're a professional who is responsible for trust, expectations, and long-term customer relationships. SLAs sit right at the center of all three. So let's break this down step by step with realistic examples, just like we would do in a live Udemy lesson. What is a service level agreement? A service level agreement, SLA, is a formal promise between a service provider and a customer. In simple terms, an SLA answers this question: what level of service can the customer realistically expect, and what happens if we don't deliver it? An SLA usually defines response times, resolution times, availability, responsibilities, consequences if standards are not met. Think of an SLA as the bridge between expectations and reality. Why SLAs matter so much in customer service? Let me be very clear here, my friends. Customers don't get angry because of problems. They get angry because of unmet expectations. SLAs exist to prevent misunderstandings, create clarity, protect both the customer and the service team. Without SLAs, customers expect instant everything. Agents feel constant pressure. Conflicts increase. Trust slowly erodes. With SLAs, everyone knows the rules of the game. Performance can be measured fairly. Communication becomes professional, not emotional. Core components of an SLA. Response time. This is how quickly you acknowledge the customer, not how fast you solve the issue. Example: email inquiry, response within 4 business hours. Live chat, response within 2 minutes. Even a short message like, "We've received your request and are working on it," can completely change how a customer feels. Resolution time. This defines how long it takes to fully solve the problem. Example: password reset, 1 hour. Billing issue, 24 hours. Technical outage, 72 hours. Important lesson for you as future experts: fast responses calm customers. Clear resolution times build trust. Service availability. This sets boundaries around when support is available. Example: support hours, Monday to Friday, 9 to 18. Emergency support, 24/7 for critical issues. Never assume customers understand your working hours. If it's not in the SLA, expectations will be unrealistic. Priority levels. Not all problems are equal. SLAs define urgency levels. Example: critical, system down, immediate response. High, core feature not working, 2 hours. Medium, partial issue, 8 hours. Low, general question, 24 to 48 hours. This protects your team from being overwhelmed and helps customers understand why some cases are handled first. Responsibilities, both sides. A great SLA is never one-sided. Service provider responsibilities. Meet response and resolution times. Communicate clearly. Escalate when necessary. Customer responsibilities. Provide accurate information. Respond to follow-up questions. Use official support channels. When customers delay responses, resolution times pause. A good SLA makes this transparent. SLA versus customer expectations. Very important. Here's a common real-world scenario. A customer says, "I emailed you yesterday. Why isn't this solved yet?" But the SLA says, response within 8 hours, resolution within 48 hours. Now you can respond professionally. We responded within the agreed time frame, and your case is still within the resolution period. See the difference? Without SLAs, emotional arguments. With SLAs, calm, factual conversations. Real-life SLA example, customer support. Let's make this very concrete. SLA sample. Email response, 6 hours. Resolution time, 24 hours. Availability, business hours. Escalation after 12 hours if unresolved. Customer experience without SLA. Why haven't you fixed this yet? Your service is slow. I'm disappointed. Customer experience with SLA. I know it may take up to 24 hours. Thanks for the update. I appreciate the transparency. Same service, completely different perception. SLAs are not just rules, they are communication tools. Here's a mindset shift I want you to remember. An SLA is not a restriction, it's a communication contract. When SLAs are communicated well, customers feel informed, agents feel protected, conflicts decrease dramatically, satisfaction scores improve. SLAs allow you to say, "This is what we promise, and this is how we keep that promise." Common SLA mistakes. Let me warn you about some classic mistakes. Overpromising. We reply in 5 minutes, but can't consistently deliver. Hiding SLAs. Customers only discover them after a complaint. Too complex language. SLAs should be readable, not legal documents. Ignoring SLA breaches. If you miss an SLA, acknowledge it and explain. Remember, a broken SLA handled honestly is better than a perfect SLA handled silently. SLAs and service excellence. At an excellent service level, SLAs are clear. SLAs are realistic. SLAs are communicated proactively. SLAs are used to improve processes, not punish people. Service excellence is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, transparent, and trustworthy. Final thought for you. If you remember just one thing from this lesson, let it be this. SLAs turn chaos into clarity. They transform reactions into relationships. When you master SLAs, you don't just manage service levels, you manage expectations, and that is the heart of customer service excellence. Welcome to one of the most critical topics in customer service excellence, measuring service performance. If you can't measure service, you can't improve it. And if you can't improve it, you'll never truly reach excellence. Today, I'll walk you through this topic step by step, using real-life examples, simple language, and practical thinking, just like we do in real customer service jobs. Why measuring service performance really matters. Let me start with a simple question for you. How do you know your customer service is actually good? Many teams say, "Customers don't complain much. Our agents are polite. We try our best." But trying is not the same as knowing. Measuring service performance helps you understand what customers truly experience, identify strengths and weaknesses, improve consistency across teams, motivate and coach employees, make smarter business decisions. Think of measurement as your compass. It tells you where you are and where to go next. Key areas of service performance measurement. Instead of memorizing metrics, I want you to think in 4 simple questions. Are customers happy? Are issues resolved effectively? Are we fast enough? Are employees delivering quality service? Let's break these down one by one. Measuring customer satisfaction. This is the heart of customer service. Example, a customer contacts support because their delivery is late. You solve the issue, but how do you know the customer is satisfied? That's where customer feedback comes in. Common ways to measure satisfaction. Post-interaction surveys. Short feedback questions like, "How was your experience?" Follow-up emails or messages. Real-life example. After a chat session, the customer receives a 1-question survey. How satisfied are you with the support you received today? If customers consistently rate interactions low, it's a signal, not an attack. It means something in the process needs improvement, not blame. Measuring resolution quality. Now let's talk about problem-solving effectiveness. A fast answer is useless if it doesn't actually solve the problem. Example, a customer calls 3 times about the same billing issue. Even if agents are polite, the service is failing because the issue wasn't fully resolved. The customer had to repeat themselves. Trust is damaged. What you should measure here: whether issues are solved on the first contact, how often customers return with the same problem, how clear and accurate solutions are. High-quality service means one problem, one contact, one solution. Measuring speed and responsiveness. Let's be honest, customers hate waiting, but speed alone is not enough. You need balanced speed. Example: Agent A responds in 20 seconds but gives wrong information. Agent B responds in 2 minutes but solves the issue completely. Which one delivers better service? Exactly, Agent B. What to observe: response time, resolution time, waiting time across channels, phone, chat, email. The goal is fast enough without sacrificing quality. Measuring service quality and behavior. Customer service is not just what you say, it's how you say it. Example: two agents give the same solution. One sounds cold and robotic, the other sounds empathetic and confident. Customers will remember the second one. What to evaluate: tone of voice, empathy and listening skills, clarity of communication, professionalism. Many organizations use call listening, chat reviews, mystery customer scenarios, not to punish, but to coach and improve. Combining numbers with human insight. Here's something very important I want you to remember. Numbers tell you what is happening. Conversations tell you why. Metrics alone don't explain emotions. Feedback alone doesn't show patterns. True excellence comes from performance data, customer comments, employee observations. Example: if satisfaction scores drop suddenly, look at customer comments. Talk to frontline employees. Review recent process changes. That's how real improvement happens. Using measurements to improve, not control. One big mistake companies make is using metrics only for pressure. When measurement feels like surveillance, employees become defensive, creativity disappears, service becomes robotic. When measurement is used for development, employees feel supported, skills improve, confidence grows. As a service professional, your mindset should be, how can this data help us serve customers better? A simple real-world scenario. Imagine you run a small online business. You notice fewer repeat customers, more follow-up emails, neutral feedback comments. Instead of guessing, you review response times, analyze resolution quality, read customer messages carefully. You discover the issue. Responses are fast, but explanations are unclear. You train your team to communicate more clearly, and suddenly, fewer repeat contacts, higher satisfaction, more loyal customers. That's the final goal of measurement. Final thought for you. Dear friends, measuring service performance is not about numbers, charts, or pressure. It's about understanding customers better, helping employees grow, delivering consistent excellence. If you want to stand out in customer service, remember this: what gets measured gets improved, but what gets understood gets perfected. If there is one mindset that truly separates average customer service organizations from world-class ones, it is a continuous improvement culture. Great customer service is not a destination, it's a journey, and continuous improvement is the engine that keeps that journey moving forward. Let's break this down in a practical, real-life way. What is a continuous improvement culture? A continuous improvement culture means that you never say, "This is good enough." You constantly ask, "How can we do this better?" Improvement becomes a daily habit, not a yearly project. In customer service, this culture focuses on better customer experiences, faster resolutions, clearer communication, fewer complaints, more loyal customers, and most importantly, learning from every interaction. Why continuous improvement is critical in customer service. Customer expectations never stay the same. Think about it. Yesterday, fast response meant 24 hours. Today, fast response means minutes. Tomorrow, customers may expect instant answers. If your service doesn't evolve, customers feel it immediately. A continuous improvement culture helps you stay relevant, adapt to changing customer needs, prevent repeated mistakes, turn feedback into action, build trust and long-term loyalty. Example 1. Learning from customer complaints. Let's say customers frequently complain about long waiting times. Without a continuous improvement culture, agents apologize. Issue is resolved one by one. Same complaint keeps coming back. With a continuous improvement culture, team asks, why is this happening repeatedly? Data is analyzed. Staffing schedules are adjusted. Self-service options are improved. Waiting time is reduced permanently. The key difference? Root cause thinking instead of surface fixes. Example 2. Small improvements make big impact. Continuous improvement does not mean massive changes every day. Sometimes, it's very small things. Changing the greeting script to sound warmer, rewriting email templates to be clearer, adding one follow-up question at the end of a call, improving knowledge base articles. Each change seems small, but together, they transform the customer experience. The role of employees in continuous improvement. Dear friends, this is very important. A continuous improvement culture cannot be forced. It must be lived by employees. In strong service cultures, agents are encouraged to speak up. Ideas are welcomed, not ignored. Mistakes are treated as learning opportunities. Feedback is safe, not risky. Example: an agent says, customers often get confused at this step. In a weak culture, the response is, just follow the process. In a strong improvement culture, the response is, great insight, let's review this together. That mindset change makes all the difference. Leadership's role in continuous improvement. Customer service leaders must model improvement behavior. This means asking for feedback regularly, listening more than talking, supporting experiments and pilot ideas, celebrating improvement, not just success. Example: a team tests a new call closing technique. It doesn't work perfectly. A poor leader says, let's go back to the old way. A great leader says, what did we learn from this? That question creates growth. Using feedback as fuel for improvement. Feedback is the goldmine of customer service. Sources include customer surveys, reviews and ratings, call recordings, chat transcripts, social media comments. In a continuous improvement culture, feedback is analyzed regularly, trends are identified, action plans are created, customers see visible changes, and when customers see their feedback taken seriously, trust increases dramatically. Example 3. Turning feedback into loyalty. A customer writes, your agent was helpful, but the process was confusing. Instead of ignoring it, the process is simplified, instructions are clarified, next customers have a smoother journey. Later, that same customer returns and says, you really improved since last time. That's continuous improvement in action. Continuous improvement is a mindset, not a project. This is a key takeaway for you as future professionals. Continuous improvement is not a checklist, not a one-time initiative, not management's job alone. It is a shared mindset that says, we can always do better, together. Final message to you. Dear friends, if you want to deliver excellent customer service, remember this. Good service solves problems. Excellent service prevents future problems. World-class service learns every single day. A continuous improvement culture turns feedback into insight, mistakes into lessons, employees into innovators, customers into loyal advocates. And that is the true foundation of excellence in customer service. You're not just serving customers, you're building a better experience, step by step.